Hi, I'm Mark Toomey, a senior SFG instructor and the CEO of Strongfirst. On behalf of everyone in the Strongfirst community, I want to welcome you to this video series that we're going to do on the technique testing standards for an SFG Level 1. Now, the SFG Level 1 is a challenging certification that takes place over 3 days. And when I say challenging, I mean it's challenging mentally as well as physically. So we're going to show you the techniques that you'll be tested on the last day of your certification. If you have any questions about these techniques or you feel you need some help learning them, I'd recommend you go to our website at strongfirst.com and visit the instructors page so you can get some expert instruction before you begin. Now, before we start going through the standards and showing you these demonstrations, let's take a couple of minutes to talk about safety. Before you start any new exercise program or change an existing training program, check with a trusted medical professional to make sure that your body is up to the task. Be smart about how you train. If at any time during a training program you feel faint or dizzy, set the kettlebell carefully on the floor and step away. Remember, you want to listen to your body so that your training program continues to move forward. Make sure you train in an area that has enough room, so if you need to abort a lift or terminate an exercise, you can do so safely, not just for your sake, but for the safety of everyone around you. Never compete for the same space as a kettlebell. The kettlebell will always win. And remember our advice, the quick feet are happy feet. And speaking of feet, you're going to notice in the demonstrations today that I'm training barefoot. It's our recommended way of training. However, if that's not practical in the facility that you're in, we recommend minimalist shoes like canvas basketball shoes or wrestling shoes so that you have something that provides you with a nice contact with the ground. Lastly, be smart about the weight that you train with. If you need to use a lighter weight to learn some of these movements, by all means use the lighter weight. And as soon as you have the movement down, it's time to start challenging your body. We'd like you to remember that strength, like any athletic endeavor, requires practice and time in order for you to nail the basics down and safely move forward in your training protocol. Well, now that we've gone through the introduction and some basic safety rules, why don't we take a look at the techniques that you're going to be tested on when you attend an SFG Level 1. My friend, Master SFG instructor Mark Rifkin likes to say that the kettlebell swing is the center of the kettlebell universe. Learning the basics of hinging and power generation through the hips will provide you with the requisite platform to learn more advanced kettlebell ballistics like the snatch. Now, let's take a look at the 11 points of technique testing for the double kettlebell swing. The testing condition. Swing a pair of snatch-sized kettlebells back between your legs and then in front of you up to chest level for 10 repetitions. The standards are: the back is neutral, the neck is slightly extended or neutral on the bottom of the swing. The heels, toes, and the balls of the feet are planted and the knees track the toes. The shoulders are packed. The kettlebell handles pass above the knees during the backswing. The arms are straight in the bottom position. There is no forward knee movement on the upswing. The body forms a straight line on the top of the swing. The hips and knees extend fully. The spine remains neutral. The kettlebells form an extension of the straight arms at the top of the swing. A slight elbow bend is acceptable. The biomechanical breathing match is required. The abs and glutes visibly contract at the top of the swing. The kettlebells float momentarily on the top of a swing. The get-up condition. Lie on your back, pick up a snatch-sized kettlebell with both hands and press it to the starting position. Slowly stand up, proceeding through a low sweep while keeping your loaded arm straight and vertical. Assist yourself by pushing onto the ground with the free arm. Slowly reverse the movement. Switch to the opposite side and repeat. No other exercise supports shoulder stability and mobility like the get-up. Learning the get-up will teach your body how to stabilize a weight overhead as your body moves through multiple positions. Our friend Gray Cook likes to point out that stabilizers provide you with a mechanical advantage in becoming stronger. And getting stronger is what the SFG is all about. Use both hands to lift the kettlebell off the ground to the starting position, and use both hands to return it to the ground at the end of a get-up. The wrist on the kettlebell side remains neutral. The elbow on the kettlebell side is locked and the shoulder is packed. Packing refers to the retraction of the head of the humerus as well as retraction and depression of the scapula. The shoulder of the free arm does not shrug up. The heel of the foot on the kettlebell side stays planted during the low sweep, the lunge up to standing, and the reverse of these actions. As you're learning the get-up, you may have to adjust your feet before moving from one portion of the lift to the next. Adjusting your foot is fine, but the planted foot must never move while you're sweeping the extended leg rearward or ascending on the lunge. The knee touches the deck silently on the descent into the half-kneeling position. The arm holding the kettlebell is vertical or almost vertical. The neck is neutral for the top half of the movement, from the lunge up. That means look at the horizon and stop looking up at the bell. In the top position, the knees are locked and the lower back does not hyperextend. When moving the bell from one side to another, always halo the bell around your head. Never drag the kettlebell across your face or chest, even if you have excellent dental insurance. Simple and direct, the two words that best describe a perfectly executed kettlebell clean. Your press is never going to be any better than your clean, so practicing and developing an excellent double kettlebell clean, it'll make your press better and it's going to do wonders for your front squat as well. The condition for the clean. You'll clean a pair of snatch-sized kettlebells from the floor with one pre-swing and then re-clean them for 4 more repetitions, swinging them each time between your legs. The back is neutral. The neck is slightly extended or neutral on the bottom of a clean. The heels, toes, and balls of the feet are planted, and the knees track the toes. The kettlebell handles pass above the knees during the backswing. The arms are straight in the bottom position. There is no forward knee movement on the upswing. The body forms a straight line at the top of the clean. The hips and the knees fully extend and the spine is neutral. You will use a biomechanical breathing match. Inhale as you load with your hips and exhale slightly at the top of the clean. The glutes and abs visibly contract at the top of a clean. The kettlebells, the elbows, and the torso become one on the top of a clean. The shoulders must be pressed down and the wrists must be straight. The kettlebells travel the shortest possible distance. The kettlebells come in contact with the forearms on the top of the clean with no impact. For health reasons, ladies may not hit their breasts or their arms with kettlebells when performing a clean. There's no better measure of kettlebell strength than a well-executed military press. Your SFG certification will show you how to teach a concept of full body tension that's going to increase the strength pressing of anyone that you train or in your own training as well. The press condition. Clean a pair of snatch-sized kettlebells and press them strictly overhead to lockout for 5 repetitions. In the rack position, the fist must be below the chin level. The kettlebells must remain in a rack position for a 1 count before each press. Press with the knees locked, the neck neutral, and no back bend. Keep the quads, glutes, and midsection tight. The torso may lean slightly back, but the lean may not increase during the press. The shoulders may not elevate in the range between the rack and the point where the handle is at eye level. The forearms remain vertical or nearly vertical throughout the press. The wrists may not hyperextend. Use biomechanical breathing match. Lock out the elbows completely and pause. Pause for 1 second in the rack without relaxing and press again. Practice the double kettlebell front squat and you'll receive the benefits of learning abdominal pressurization as well as increased flexibility. It'll make your legs stronger as well. The front squat condition. Clean a pair of snatch-sized kettlebells once. Narrow your stance if necessary and squat below parallel for 5 repetitions. A neutral spine is maintained. The heels and toes are planted. The knees track the toes. Pause momentarily on the bottom while staying tight. Initiate the ascent with a grunt. The hips ascend at the same rate as the shoulders. The hips and knees fully extend on the top of the squat. Although not tested, it is recommended that the neck remain neutral during the squat. The kettlebell snatch forges an iron back, hips, and grip. The snatch develops outstanding cardiovascular conditioning with carryover to running, jumping, or even fighting. One member of a special operations unit observed that a snatch workout is the closest thing you can do to being in a fight without throwing a punch. So why don't we take a look at the czar of kettlebell lifts. Snatch condition. Snatch an appropriate sized kettlebell for 5 repetitions on each arm. Again, all of the key points that apply to the swing apply to the snatch. Starting with a kettlebell on the ground, swing the kettlebell back between your legs and snatch it overhead in one uninterrupted motion to a straight-armed lockout. Catch the kettlebell softly without banging your forearm or jarring your elbow and shoulder. At the lockout, the arm must be level with the head or behind the head, the neck neutral, and the lower back not hyperextended. Maintain the fixation for a second at the top, with the arm and leg straight and the feet and body stationary. Actively lower the bell between your legs in one loose, uninterrupted motion, close to the body without touching the chest or shoulder, and snatch again. Be explosive and practice the biomechanical breathing match. Here's a note on switching the bell. If you choose not to switch hands by placing the kettlebell on the ground, hike the bell behind as usual, let it passively swing forward in front of you, and switch hands in midair below your waist. So there's a review of the 6 techniques that you'll be tested on when you attend an SFG Level 1. Now, if you have any questions regarding any of the material you've seen, you have some choices. You can visit us on the Strongfirst forum at strongfirst.com. You can ask your questions on our Facebook page, or for more in-depth instruction, I'd encourage you to go to strongfirst.com and look up an SFG certified instructor on the instructors page. Attendance at an SFG Level 1 is just the beginning. The principles and techniques that you'll learn through your attendance at one of these certifications can lead you to a Strongfirst barbell certification, a Strongfirst bodyweight certification, or attendance at one of our one-day user classes. We look forward to welcoming you into the Strongfirst community.